Do you want to have the ultimate control over your life? Welcome to Take Control with Whitney Wells, where we will explore all topics of life that we try and control, what this creates for you, and how to have successful relationships all while empowering yourself. Keep listening and let's have some fun. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 35 of Take Control with Whitney Wells. I am excited for this episode. It's a great topic because it focuses on self-love, which is the most important for building any relationship with anybody. You need that self-love. You are your most important relationship. So we're going to talk about dropping the self-judgment, dropping any judgment you have of yourself. Now, as humans, sometimes we don't love ourselves completely, right? For example, do you ever have the thoughts, I'm a bad mom, I'm a bad spouse, I should exercise more, I should eat healthier, I'm not smart enough, I'm not outgoing enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm too fat, I'm too thin. Sometimes the judgment just runs rampant, right? Like it's all over the place. Just can't get a hold of it. But it's normal. It's normal to have these judgments. Our brains like to focus on the negative to protect us, right? Our animal brains, they want to find the danger. They want to protect us from harm. So they find that negative. They find those negative thoughts, right? And then on top of that, once we find those negative thoughts, our brains like to be right. They like to be efficient. They like to be right. So we search for the evidence to support our negative self-talk. What a bad equation going on, right? It's not bad enough that we aren't nice to ourselves, but then we make it that much worse by finding the evidence to back up the mean or unkind thoughts. We're double downing on the meanness to ourselves. Now, what do we actually create when we judge ourselves? What's actually going on there? When we judge ourselves, we feel shame, right? We hide ourselves away from others when we feel that shame. We hide ourselves away from the world and ourselves. We oftentimes do not show up for others, for ourselves, in the way that we want to. But there is a different path that you can take. You can drop that self-judgment, and I suggest doing so. You can drop that shame and that self-hate, and I suggest doing so. You can move to self-love. You can love yourself. And this is what I suggest. The best thing ever is that we have human brains. We don't just have animal brains. We have human brains. And we have the ability to intentionally focus on what we decide to. We don't have to focus on danger thoughts. We don't have to find that evidence to support our thoughts. We can break this judgment and self-hate cycle and create a different experience if we want to. And I suggest trying it out. I suggest self-love. Now, why is self-love so important? Well, the relationship that you have with yourself is the most important relationship you will ever have. Because you are always with you, right? You aren't leaving you. Your life is yours, and how you choose to experience the world comes from you. So having that strong and loving and compassionate and understanding relationship with yourself is the most important. When you love yourself, you show up for you. You have the experiences in life that you want to have. Now, how is self-love beneficial to your relationships as well? It's not just beneficial to you when you love yourself. It's also beneficial to your other relationships. If you love yourself, you show up for yourself and you show up for others. You show up as your authentic self in all its truth when you love all of you. And you drop your judgment, which is hugely beneficial to a relationship. The person you are with is having a relationship with the real you when you drop the judgment and show up as you instead of a version of who you are. So I'm going to challenge you to give this a try. I'm going to challenge you to love yourself hard, fiercely. Start with awareness. Uncover any negative self-talk. What don't you like about yourself? Is there a part of you that you try to hide from others and even yourself sometimes? Now, your brain will want to find the evidence to support these thoughts, right? As we talked about earlier. But let's stop there and let's start to just poke some holes in the negative self-talk thoughts. These thoughts are not true. These thoughts are not factual. So how are you wrong about these thoughts? How could they be wrong? And when you ask yourself, move to acceptance of yourself with other thoughts. And here are some to try on. You are human. That's true, right? You are perfectly imperfect. All humans are. That's true. You make mistakes, and you are also doing amazing things. Both are true. You sometimes show up for yourself and others, and sometimes you don't. You are human, and imperfections are part of this experience. You can find the truth in that, in all of these. Just look for it. Let your brain go to work. Let your brain find the truth in these. And accept that nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong with you. And let go of the judgment and shame. Just drop it. You do not have to be mean to yourself. You do not have to beat yourself up. You can simply drop the judgment and shame. And now what I am suggesting and what I'm offering to you is, what if you just loved every part of you so hard, so fiercely, and without holding back? What if imperfections are beautiful and something to celebrate, not hide away? If you loved every part of you, then there wouldn't be anything to hide away. Drop the shame, the judgment, the mean self-talk. It serves absolutely no purpose. Love all of your humanness. Tell yourself you have had enough of being mean to yourself with negative self-talk. You are simply done with that. Create and focus on amazing thoughts about yourself. Ask yourself, how are you amazing? Let your brain find the ways that you are. Find that evidence to support it. Your brain likes to be right, so let it be. Find the evidence to support these thoughts. And then focus on them intentionally. Now, when you have reached self-love and dropped the judgment and self-hate, what is so fun about loving all of you as you are is you get to enjoy yourself as your authentic self. Not only do you get to experience your truth, but others get to know you as well. They get to experience the real version of you. And what is so cool about this, what is so empowering about this, is no matter if they like your authentic self or not, you have chosen to love yourself already. You are wearing your self-love armor. So it's okay for others not to like or love you. Because you love you. You have you. You have your own back. You have love for yourself that trumps any other love that people, or hate that, or dislike that someone could have towards you. It's okay. They can have their own opinions because you love yourself. And lastly, when you love yourself, you get to feel love. And love feels amazing. Shame, judgment, and self-hate, they all feel terrible. So why not drop the judgment and move into love? I challenge you to try it out. You have absolutely nothing to lose. So first, drop the judgment. Your self-hate thoughts aren't facts. Find how they are wrong. How are you wrong about these thoughts that don't serve you? Then accept yourself. You are human. You are human. Accept this. You are perfectly imperfect. And then move to love. Love all of your humanness. How are you amazing? Because I know you are. And lastly, be kind to yourself. Practice these thoughts on purpose. So remember, there is no downside to loving yourself. And there is no upside to judging yourself and putting yourself down. When you love yourself, you get to feel amazing. When you love yourself, you show up for yourself and go for what you truly want. When you love yourself, you show up for others and the world around you with love. When you love yourself, you have compassion and care for yourself in a deep way that is nurturing and understanding. When you love yourself, any failures that you experience don't defer you. Discomfort can't stop you. Other people's opinions won't hurt you. Because you have you. You have that love for yourself. When you drop the judgment of yourself and love yourself fiercely by focusing on your loving thoughts about you and appreciate your existence as a human, you can truly enjoy your life and the people around you at the highest level. You show up in your authenticity. You show up as you, as the real you. You show up for others. You show up in your truth. And you create the experience that you want to have intentionally. So drop the judgment. It serves no purpose. And move into self-love. Don't let your brain run rampant on all the negative self-talk and finding that evidence. Talk to your brain. Once it starts finding that evidence, tell it to stop. And find all the reasons why you are amazing and focus on those. Find that evidence. Let your brain go to work on that. All right, thanks so much for listening. If you want to apply this to your life, I can help. So listening to these podcasts is awesome. You gain that knowledge, that teaching, all these tools, these concepts, it's great, but it's also passive. So if you want help applying it, I know it isn't always easy, so I am here to help you. Just schedule a 20-minute coaching session. It's free, and you can do so at whitneywellscoaching.com. I look forward to coaching you. Thanks so much for listening. See you next time. Bye. Do you want to explore these topics further? Are you ready to live the life that you want to live on purpose while controlling what you have control over? I would love to be your life coach. If you're interested, simply head over to whitneywellscoaching.com and book an appointment with me today. I can't wait to work with you.